Hey, this is Joss again. Quick follow-up on the Neo 2. Well, you might have guessed, they just added manual control, fixing one of the biggest drawbacks I highlighted. I wanted to do a quick video to come back on that so that you can make a more educated purchase. Well, quick reminder of what is manual control. If you have this drone and you have an RC controller as well as an headset like this, you can take footage like the one I took. Footage was taken with the Avata 2. If you ever want to get into manual control, please train first using a simulator. This drone, the Neo 2, behaves very differently. It's a very good drone, I think, for indoor flying. However, the propellers quads are going to bring a lot of wind resistance. I would recommend to remove those two. When I tried, I found it to be very susceptible to gust winds, much more actually than the Avata 2. I would love to be able to remove the bottom one. I'm sure one of you will be doing it anyway. Flying experience is okay. I like the fact that they added omnidirectional sensing while flying in manual mode. It's not going to stop the drone, but it's going to be able to detect obstacles around you. I'm not sure if it's going to be very useful, but this is just a very nice add-on. That enough said, why don't we just head into the footage? So don't expect my footage to be as fancy as the previous one. I was in a park. Quite a few people were going around with dogs and I did not want that to disturb. The drone is quite compact, which I like. However, it's a little bit noisy. I mean, it's expected for that size. I'll let you listen. I really like the 16mm focal length. This is the footage as is from the drone. We are in broad daylight now. I'm using the standard mode. It's quite smooth. No editing was done in the footage so that you can evaluate the image quality for your needs. Now let's jump into FPV. Don't expect anything too fancy. Again, I was just testing the capability of the drone. In that case, we had a fairly calm morning with some gusts at 10 kilometers an hour. The drone did behave well. I could do some roll and flips. However, there is quite a bit of wind resistance. So the drone does not behave as aggressively as an Avata 2. If you intend to fly in windy condition, you will either need to pick up some speed or add some extra stabilization in post. All of the footage here had no extra processing. And do not forget to remove the propeller quads. Good starting point into FPV. Another option also is to tweak the different rates of the controller, which I'm planning to do actually ahead of my next flight. Now let's roll in with the rest of the footage and drive into the conclusion. Hey, it's me again, it's the morning. I tried to give you a little bit more added feedback ahead of the launch. I hope this was useful for you. Again, my apologies if the footage does not look as cinematic as other type of footage I usually do. I was testing the drone very quickly in order to try to give you a little bit more insight. So, quick conclusion, is it an Avata 2? No. Is it getting close? Yes. Well, I'm very glad that DJI added manual control. This adds more versatility into this tiny drone, which makes it more appealing, even more than before actually. So if you are planning to use it for FPV, you might need to tweak the rates, but I guess if you're already into that genre, you already know how to do it. I'm going to fly it next week into a more challenging and a more scenic environment, and I will be pushing it much more than actually in this video. So if you're still here, thank you so much for listening. Please do let me know if you have a comment. Yeah, happy to take on your suggestion. Have a good day, have a good morning, evening, or whatever. And I'm wishing you a good rest of the week. See you later.